for Kumar sir for giving me the chance for sharing some of my views on the topic of clause. So I'm going to share something about clause. So clause is a group of words that contains subject and verbs. So clause means it is a sentence that contains subject and a verb in a sentence. It is one of the part of a sentence, and it gives a complete meaning and as well as complete sense in itself. Mm, then it can function as an adjective, noun, and adverb also in a sentence. It is not only as a sentence, complete sentence, but also it works as a work of adjective, noun, and a sentence too. It is a compound sentence and a complex sentence. A complex sentence with a subject and a predicate. Sir, next slide. So here are some examples of a clause. A friend who has autism is brilliant at quizzes. Means here is who is subject and has is a verb. So I have already told you in the previous slide also, it works as an adjective. So this sentence is as like it's work as an adjective. My autism friend is brilliant at quizzes. The next example is I cannot remember what happened last night. So in this sentence, it works as a noun. I cannot remember, it means I cannot remember things that happened the previous night or last night. The next example is he put on weight when he stopped running. So in this example, it works as an adverb. Means here he put on weight quickly. So from these examples, we can know that it works as an adjective, as a noun, and an adverb also. Here are some more examples, like after the school day ended, the boys rode their bikes. It is a dependent clause. Here are two clauses we can see here. Then John bought a new car. Here is only one sentence, one clause, but it gives a complete meaning here. Another example is John bought a new car, but he is using his old car. Here is two sentences with two clause. So here are the various examples of this clause. It works as an adjective, noun, and a adverb. Then there are two types of clause. First one is main, or we can also say it as an independent clause. From the title itself, we can also know that independent means it can stand alone, or it has a subject and a predicate in a sentence. It can form its own word. This sentence also can give its own meaning, or it is complete in a sense. It does not depend with other. It can stand alone. And it is also called as a simple sentences. In the sentence, we can write, it can be written as a separated sentences, or we can use with a semicolon or a comma and a conjunction too. So here are some of the examples of a dependent clause, which gives its own meaning, or it doesn't depend with other form. Like women follow more helpful diets, and they go to doctor more often. So here this sentence is joined with a conjunction with and it gives a complete sense in itself. Another is a one clause with one sentence, but it doesn't depend with other. I enjoy eating in a restaurant. It also has its own meaning. The last one is the weather is pleasant in Nepal. It is also the one sentence with one clause. it has also its own meaning. So that the independent clause means it doesn't need any other to complete its sentence. It has its own meaning within itself, and it can stand alone. The another type of clause is dependent clause. So dependent means it is depend with other any and it cannot stand alone. It adds any additional information to the main clause. It means it gives more information for the main clause. Main clause means independent clause, and it cannot stand alone. It comes with some of the dependent clause here, and it cannot make sense by itself because it depends with others or main clause in the sentence. And in the sentence it can be joined with a subordinating conjunction like as, because, after, even, and so on. And in the sentence it join with a conjunction like this, as, because, and because it comes with main clause in the sentence, it cannot come alone. And within dependent clause, we can find there are three types of clause within it. They are noun clause, adverbial clause, and adjective clause. I have mentioned here some of the examples of dependent clause also. The first one is the poor woman had no money because she had lost her job. Sorry, she has lost her job. Here is the subordinating conjunction, because we can see here, and the poor woman had no money. The poor woman had no money. It is a main clause here, and the because is a subordinating conjunction, and she had lost her job. It is an dependent clause, so it comes with the independent clause in a sentence. The next example is after she went to bed, she started to hear noise downstairs. So in this sentence, it joins with after. She went to bed, she started to hear noise downstairs. In this sentence also here are two clauses, and the subordinating conjunction is it is start with after. So here the independent clause dependent clause comes with the independent clause. The next example is you will need a password if you subscribe to this online service. So in this sentence, if you it is the sentence with if clause, you subscribe to this online service. It is a dependent clause, and you will need a password. It is an independent clause. So from this all the examples, we can know that the dependent clause depend upon the independent clause. So it cannot come in the sentence alone, or it cannot stand alone in the sentence. So the types of dependent clause here is the first one is noun clause. The noun clause acts as a noun in a sentence. We already know that what is a noun. We have read in the previous class also. So it introduced by the words like when, what, how, why, or that, and it functions as a subject or object in a sentence. So in the examples, whoever rides in a car should wear seat belt. It works. Here the relative clause like it joins with who. It is the in this example it is about the subject, and it join with who rides in a car should wear seat belt. Lily said that she is watching television. In this sentence, it has a direct object, and it works. It is that it works as a object in this sentence. Noun works as an object in a sentence. The television, it is a direct object here. I don't know if my mother is at home. Then this is the sentence. of if or whether clause. We can know that a noun clause comes with a if and whether clause also. I wonder whether he has passed the exam or not. This is also same examples of the if and whether clause. So that the noun clause, we know that noun clause acts as a noun and works as a subject or a object. So in this example, we can see that in the first sentence it works as a subject, and in the second it works as a object. And the last one is we know that it can work as a if or whether clause in the sentence also. So the next type of dependent clause is adjective clause. So adjective clause also acts as an adjective in a sentence. It works as an adjective. It describes noun or pronoun in a complete sentence. So in a complete sentence or compound sentence, it works as a noun, or it describes noun or pronoun. It has relative pronoun in a complete sentence. So in a complete sense, or which gives the complete meaning, it has some relative pronoun like that, which, or who. Or we can tell that the sentence join or sentence can comes with that, which, who, like this kinds of relative pronoun. It has its own subject and object in its one. It gives us complete meaning, and it has its own subject and object in a sentence. Here in the examples, we can see there, I can recall the time when there were no mobile phones. So in this example, we can recall the time when there were no mobile phones. It is joined with when. We can see that relative pronoun there. I thank the woman who helped me. It is also joined with the relative pronoun who. The cake that she has, the cake that she bought was delicious. The sentence, it is joined with that. It is also one of the relative pronoun, and it describes the noun, and or it gives the complete sense in a sentence. And the last types is the adverb clause of a dependent clause. So like others, it also acts or works as an adverb in a sentence. It modifies verbs, adjective or adverb in a sentence. It also modifies or describes about verbs or adjective or adverb in a sentence. And it tells or describes about how, when, or where, why, or to what extent, or it makes the clear about this question in a sentence. And it adds relevant information to the content. It gives the relevant information about the sentence too, because it describes or modifies the verbs, adjective or adverbs in a sentence. And in this adverbial sentence, it has also the some subordinating conjunction within a sentence, so that it gives a complete sense. Here, some of the examples here are: though she was busy, Alice helped the young boy. We can see here. Um, Here are the two clauses, and the sentence are two, and it is joined with though, but it gives a complete sense within a single sentence. When the sun rises, we'll escape. Here are also the two sentences and join with when. Before I ate breakfast, I did minutes of yoga. Here in this sentence, the subordinating conjunction is before. It is joined with before subordinating conjunction, so that we can, from these all the points, we can know that dependent clause can depend with some other uniform, but independent can stand alone. But it gives a complete sense or complete meaning in itself. And that's all, sir. Thank you.
Thank you and thank you. Does anybody have any question on this topic? I think there is no question. Who is absent today? Because he is absent. Any more? Okay. Today I'm going to talk about, or we are going to discuss, not going to talk about, we are going to discuss about tense. And whenever I go through your assignment, whatever I find is that your tenses, for example, Hemuji also right now, she made some mistake in her slides also. You can see grammatical mistakes. For us, as we are students of master's level, right, this agreement mistake is also severe. It's not common thing. I have prepared one uh, table. I'm going to share it with you in email within 10 minutes, I think. You can see right now is a thing. Let me see. Uh, you know, tenses, or I mean tense and aspects. I've written here present tense. Can you see this document?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Here is present, here is past, and here is future. Three tenses and aspects here. Simple, continuous, perfect here, and perfect continuous. And I've written here three sentences, one active sentence. I eat rice is a very simple sentence. And negative form here, right? You can write other sentences also. I mean, these are sample sentences. And this one is in passive. This means present simple and three sentences of the same tense, same aspects, same aspect. So right now you are supposed to write similar type of sentences on these in these tables, right? Past, future, continuous, and so many other. So I will just provide you it's a five, around five, and by 5:10 we will see one by one. We will show your word, your sentences, and we will see whether you have done well or not. Is it okay? You check your mailbox.
Yes, sir.
Okay, here is mail. I'm going to mail you. If you're working mobile, it is difficult. You can write in your copy and simply, and you can take a photo, snap of that, and you can send me, and we can discuss later. Is it okay?
Sir, you have assigned different, I think, different thing.
So
For me, there was, I think, the exercise or something else.
okay, all are doing right. Just it's a warm up activity, right? After that, we will start that.
Please show once, sir, the table that we have to do.
Okay, first of all, let's complete this table, right, and then we will start that.
Okay, please, sir. Sir, please show that table once.
Okay,
I'll snap.
let me send by email first, and then I will show you. Is it okay, sir?
Okay, sir.
Okay, what is that? Code file. What's that? Okay, it's here. There's nothing else. Okay, I've sent that to you. I can check your mailbox. And if you are working, what's that? Okay, here it is.
Sir, okay, sir, I understand. It's fine, sir.
Okay.
Sir, may I have a query, sir?
Yes, yes, sir, please.
It's me, Prakash, sir.
Yes, sir.
I have very busy schedule, so I'm not able to write each and every reflection.
Okay.
And
Then,
is it compulsory to write?
yeah, we want to know whether you have got the point or not. And I think we have still 3 weeks, right? And
Yes, sir.
only one content for only 1 week. We have content for only 1 week, and we can have break next week or even another week also, right? You will have
Yeah.
time, and then we will complete that. Is it okay, sir?
But in case of other subjects, they let us to write only 3 or 4 reflection for the that.
Reflection means you don't have to write lots of things. Just go through the video, right?
Yes, sir.
1 or 2 pages. That's okay. It's not mandatory to write everything, not all the content. Your reflection. Maybe you came across with a new idea. Just mention that. That's okay, right? It's not a content oriented. It's a
Eh,
experience or feeling oriented. There are videos, right? You have time, and you can incorporate 2 or more videos also. That's okay. But there should be topic. For example, we discuss about something, for example, clauses, word formation, and so many other things, right? You just watch that video
yes, sir.
and you just write 1 or 2 pages, not 5, say 10 pages. We want to just see whether you have gone through something new or something impressive or not. That's the intention. You'll have enough time, right?
Okay, sir.
Till January, right? It's a December, January 15 or 10, you will have time till then. So please don't hesitate to write because it's for you. It would help you to improve your writing as well, right? That's right.
Yes, sir. That's fine, sir. Okay, sir.
I think all of you are with slide also, 2 or 3 slides, maximum 5 slides. You have to teach us uses of tense also. Using this 4 aspects, and for negative there's no problem. I think all of you can convert, transform into negative. There's no problem at all. But in passive, what happens? There is no passive form of perfect continuous and no passive form of future continuous as well, and other all forms they have passive also. And now let's discuss about the rules uses of present simple. Before this, let's talk about tense and aspect. I think Anu ma'am,
Yes, sir.
do you have slide?
Yes, sir.
Okay, please. Now start.
Yes, sir. Just a minute.
What is tense?
Okay.
Please, all of you, get ready for that. Your turn. One by one. We are going to talk about tense, aspect, present simple, present continuous. Right? These all are very common, but maybe some of you are bringing new idea, new rules. I will discuss, and then we'll come to a conclusion. Okay, what is tense?
May I start?
Okay, ma'am, quickly.
Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. My presentation will be on, summarizing introduction to tenses. In one of our earliest classes, we learned that one of the features of language was displacement. That means we can get of matters not only in present terms, but of matters in the past or plans in the future. For example, right now, we are in the middle of my presentation. Yesterday, we studied A Tale of Two Cities, and tomorrow we'll be doing our pending assignments. So based on Laura A. Michaelis, tense refers to the time of utterance or moment of speaking. In linguistics, time is conceived in terms of space, as shown by the language we use to talk about temporal relations. We habitually speak of stretching out or compressing an activity or heading toward the future, returning to the past, etc. So the timeline is a line unbounded at both ends and segmented into three parts: past, present, and future. According to Reichenbach, tense is determined by relation between reference time, R, and speech time, S. He introduced the three time points which can be summarized in our understanding using at, before, and after. In the sentence, I had mailed the letter when John came and told me the news. Mailed the letter is the event time, while when John came and told me the news is the reference time. The following examples can also be found in our class slide. Yeah, this one is in our class slide. In it, the underlined phrases, right now, yesterday, this evening, now, when the police showed up, time you called police in each of the respective sentences show reference time. So tense locates situations, marks space-time analogy, that is timeline containing past, present, future, and brings out the reference times, sequential events, and timeline of the events. It is in close connection with aspectual event and time sequence, follows a fixed pattern based on the fundamental basis of language, marked based on timeline and reference of the events that happened. So yeah, this is my reference. Thank you.
Okay, Anu ma'am, can you go back to the second slide? Next one, third one, I think. Okay,
This one?
yeah. Does anybody have query about tense? What is it? You can see this slide, right? There are some thing acronyms. You can see S, E, R, right? Three things are there. And then in a sentence, Anu ma'am, can you summarize tense in a sentence?
If I could summarize, it's just past, present, and future.
Yeah.
Hello?
You can see, look at here, for example, right? S is time, and event and reference time. I mean, if you talk about, for example, is that it's not there? What is that?
Sir, that speech time is the time that I spoke, right? For example, if I'm the
Yes.
speaker, so I utter that sentence, that's the time, right? That speech time. Okay.
Okay. So tense is, what is tense then? Is a relationship between a reference time and
Reference time and speech time. Yeah.
speech time. That is tense. For example, we can right now is present. We can talk about past also, and we can talk about future also, right? So while defining language also, we talk about displacement feature. Do you remember? In linguistic, while defining language, I talk about displacement. So characteristics or feature of language. So what we can do is a human language can help us to talk about past event also and future event also. And you can see temporal relationship, the temporal relationship of time, one, right? And distance also, distal relationship also, you can see. So tense simply shows the relationship between past and future time. So generally, linguists agree that there are three types of tenses. That means past, present, and future. And I think Asraful sir is not there. Is he there? Asraful Wadud is not there. So aspect we have, can anybody help me to define aspects? Ma'am, would you stop sharing your screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay.
it's not working. Hello.
Okay.
Sir, Ashraful sir has some problem. I mean,
Okay.
network issues. He will join sometimes later.
Okay. It's okay. I'm going to show you one dictionary, and can anybody help me? What is an aspect? Aspect? For example, simple. For example, continuous. Then so many other you just did. On the basis of that activity, can you define what is an aspect? Aspect of tense. Rajendra sir, would you try? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay, look at here.
Yes, sir.
Common dictionary, aspect generally. Even we say simple aspect, right? A simple aspect is not aspect at all. Maybe continuous, right? You can say perfect, maybe perfect continuous, right? So generally, this term means activity, event, or state described by a verb. That's called aspect, right? What does verb do? Sometime we have discussed about verbs earlier as well. It shows state of thing. It shows activities, right? Is ongoing or completed commonly, or common, simple state. In state, it doesn't say anything, but commonly aspect identifies whether the work, the action is ongoing or completed, right? That concept is enough. Let's not discuss all the thing. And if you are teaching English, right, for university student or school level student, right, there is one very good book written by Ron Kahn. It is taught in Trubon University also. The teacher's grammar of English. I have sent you slide, right? Those slides are based on this book, right? The teacher's grammar of English, written by Ron Kahn, and it is published by Cambridge University. It's a very good book. It's a very good book of grammar, right? So there are activities of teaching grammars also, right? If you are interested, you can buy that, but it is expensive. I think 1200 to 1500, and is too much bulky also, but really comprehensive. And next, Bhuvana ma'am, we have the rules of present simple.
Yes, sir, but I'm scared. I'm afraid that I don't have those jargons.
I have just made simple slides. So is that okay?
Okay, simple, very simple slide. Only rules, uses. We don't need jargon. Okay, please share.
Shall I start sharing then?
Yeah. Okay, please.
Where is my slide?
Bhuvana ma'am, then Chetana ma'am, get ready. Gita madam, Hari ji, gradually. You know your name list. Let's discuss uses of
Yeah, yes, sir.
tenses.
I'm opening my PowerPoint.
I think if you're teaching at secondary level also, it would
Is it
be.
visible now, sir?
No, it's working, I think. We can see only black box.
Just a minute.
Okay,
Now,
it's working.
is it
Okay,
okay?
now we can see. Please go on.
So, my good afternoon, good evening, actually, everybody. And this is my topic. Thank you, Kumar sir, for giving this opportunity. So, my topic is verbs or expressing the present. And so, present simple is my topic actually, and present simple for this is the present simple is used for the things that happen or to tell the things that happen as a matter of habit that can be that happens sometimes or all the time. And we use the present simple to talk about the repeated actions or events as well. Like here I have some examples. I usually get up at 7 o'clock, the habitual action. During the week I have swimming practice on Mondays. So this way present simple is used for the things that happen sometimes or all the time. And that also we use present simple to express our matter of habits. And while using while saying the same things in present simple, we often use adverbs of frequencies like sometimes, often, usually, or other time expression like Mondays, twice a week, or in December. So just like that. And we also use present simple to express permanent states or the truths. And permanent states are situations or feelings which are not temporary, which are the permanent states. And also we use present simple for the saying proverbs and the saying which are always the truth. So generally the universal truth and permanent states are expressed in present simple. So these are the sentences. I like him a lot, the permanent state. So Sophie works as a travel writer. um, I work in a shop, so these are the permanent states. And fortune favors the brave, these are the old sayings. So these are expressed in present simple. And here in present simple, one thing we have to consider the subject. According to the subject, the verb takes place. Like the third person singular form, like before, always ends in s or es. That for he, she, or it. And we use present simple for general facts. For example, when talking about the science or the geographical things. Like I have, these are the examples. Thailand is really hot at this time of year. So these are the general facts. Snakes live on the ground, in trees, and in water. So Thailand is really hot at this time of, so this is expressing the geographical experiment things. Okay, so the earth goes around the sun, universal truth. So these things are expressed, universal truth, general facts, and the things related to science and geography are always expressed in present simple. And there are two things to be considered while using be verb. And be verb in present simple, be verb is mr, uh, can be used as a main verb in present simple. Similarly, be verb is also used as an auxiliary to form to inflect the tenses, to form different states of tense. And present tense also have the auxiliary verb have can also be used as main verb or an auxiliary in present simple. Um, Main verb when have or has is used in present simple, as a main verb, then it always shows the possession. Whereas when it is used as an auxiliary, it is used to show the different states of tense. So present tense is also used to express the natural qualities and professional activities. Like here I have these examples: honey tastes sweet. So these natural qualities always are expressed in present simple. So in present simple, interrogative and negative sentences, there are some changes to be done. Like in interrogative sentences, like in yes/no questions, forming yes/no sentences, we always use do, does, and that is followed by subject with V1 and object. So V1 is always the base form of verb or infinitive without to. So interrogative sentences also can be formed with have you got. But here we have to understand have you got now in general terms is regarded as a present simple, although it is the got got here is used as past perfect or V3 is here. But have you got is always termed as present simple. So in negative sentences, sorry, one more. While forming question in using present simple, we also use WH word with do does, and that is followed by subject and B1 with object. So in while forming the negative sentences in present simple, so subject is always followed by do does, that do and does we have to select according to the subject. So here the do does must agree with the subject and be one, like it should be for have and has also it is the same subject with have has, and we use no, or if we are using not, then that should be followed by any. So like Daisy and Jack don't go out together much at the weekend. I don't think I don't have, so I don't have any books, so that is the example. So I have missed that example here, sorry. So here subject, I mean here I, we, I, you, we, they, he, she, it, and roads. So there is another present simple is also used to express the timetable future or the timetable future as a repeated event. Like the train leaves at 5 in the morning. Although this sentence tells the action that happens in future, this is always regarded as the present simple. Um, uh, and it is called timetable future. So although these sentences talk about the future events, these are the repeated events because the train leaves every day at 5 in the morning. So it is a repeated event. That's why it is expressed in present simple, and it is called timetable future. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. Uh, then, which turn is next? Okay, before you just stop this present simple, uh, there is one important thing you have to remember. For example, suppose you are teaching present simple, you have to remember, you have to consider a few things. For example, you have to remember first, you have to teach about person, you have to teach about number, and you have to teach about verb form. And then only you can teach present simple, because in your assignment also, in your writing also, I find so many error about agreement. For example, let's see, and let me write I, and it's plural we, then you, then he, then she, then it, then for example run. And if you have to make sentences using this pronoun, then you need to simultaneously teach about number also and verb form also. For example, let me write another Ram and Sita. Maybe the friends from Bangladesh, they are feeling difficult to get these names, right? These are very common in our country. For example, if there is
Familiar with those names.
it, you are using this Bob, and if you are trying to make sentences, can you help me? I
Eat rice.
okay, eat rice. Yes, this is one sentence. And then we
We eat rice.
rice,
We eat rice.
right?
You eat.
You eat rice, and then this one he
Yes. Eats.
eats
Eats.
rice, right? Then
She eats.
it eats rice. We cannot use eat with this eat, right? Remaining other.
Ram eats.
Ram also
Eats.
eats rice, and Ram and Sita
Eat.
okay eat rice. You know, there are two approaches of teaching. I'm not talking about rules because you all know the rules of uh, tenses. It's a very common. Here, still you are making some error. So if you are teaching this, first of all, you have to consider two approaches: inductive approaches and deductive approaches of teaching grammar. Right? First of all, write this thing. These type of sentences on the board, right? And then ask them to derive structure out of this. What's the structure here? Subject, then
Verb.
which verb?
Before.
Before?
B5. B5. I made mistake, I guess.
B5?
Right.
Is there only B5?
B1 and B5.
Yes, B1 also is there. So tell them about B1 also. That's why I'm saying each about verb form also. There are two verb forms. And then you can say object is not always compulsory, but there's object, right? So talk about verb form. There's B1, B2, B3, B4, B5, right? And so on. And next, see, there is B1 also and B5 also. And just ask them what type of subject, right? Or which subjects take B1. You can see I, first person. I'm saying what? To get the person also. Person means according to rule. What's the rule? First person, I, we, both of them are taking what? V1. So first person, singular and plural. Number is also there. Singular and plural means first person and second person also. Talk about second person also. Second person, singular and plural. Same, you, right? And which one? Third person also. Third person, which one? See, Ram, for example. These two are singular. Third person, singular. And Ram and Sita, these two are third person plural. It means only third person plural. They take what?
B1.
From above?
B1.
B1.
Yeah, B1. You need to tease number also. I mean, and portion also together, right? And remaining, it means which one takes V5? Third person?
Singular.
Singular, right? Singular, only. Takes what? B5. If you tease that together, then they can understand easily. For this, right, always whenever I used to teach in the past, right, for school level students, I used to draw this table, and always I recommend you to use this table. And now you have to show, right, for example, this is singular, singular. This one is plural, right? And you can write here. You can draw a line, right? In this is a bit difficult to draw a line for me, so I'm writing here number. First one is number, and second one is, you can say here, person. Here you simply write first person. This is my experience, right? I'm not saying any other thing. Second person, and you can say third person, third person. And you can write here pronoun I, you can write we, you can write here you, right? And you can write here again you. Here you can write he, she, it, any other single name, Ram, for example, pen, right? And here in plural section you can write they, you can write Ram and Sita, for example, uh, you can write cows, right? Here capital. Okay, so let me make it capital. So if you teach in this way, and if you can circle, right? What is that tool? I can't see. What is that? Pen is missing. Can you show me where is it today? There's problem in setting. For example, if you teach in this way, singular, plural also together, and first person, second person, third person also, and if you show this structure and rules, then they can easily understand. Present simple. But generally, while teaching tenses, inductive rules, inductive ways of teaching, that approach is preferred, right? If you're teaching this, first of all, right, it means write first sentences, and out of sentences you ask them to derive rule, right? This is the common best way. So next one, Chetana ma'am, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay, please. I'm going to answer this. Okay, please talk about present continuous. You know, when can we use present continuous? Very simple, and let's recall this again quickly. Present continuous.
Okay. So basically, just to recap the definition as you had asked about what is a tense. So tense has basically been described as languages have grammatical, means to, one second, sir. I'll just present this, yeah. Okay. So languages basically have grammatical means to indicate the time when an action or event occurs, or when a state or process is held or it holds. And in English, the present continuous tense is a basic tense. It is usually one of the most, it is usually one of the first tenses that we start to learn when we start to study English. And it does not exist in every language, however. And there are basically two basic tenses that we can actually talk about. One is the present simple, and present simple as shown here, and the other is present continuous. And how do we basically form the present simple? How do we basically form? We'll talk as present simple was already covered by Bhuvanaji. I'll briefly talk only about present continuous, which is also known as present progressive in some as some educators address it as well. And how do we basically form the present continuous tense? It is usually, we just like to look at the example of this sentence like I am working. Now, as we can see over here, I am working is formed by the subject like I, and then it is also I is with plus, we have to add the to be form, like over here it is am, and the verb, which is work, and the ing form. That's how present continuous tense is formed. And similarly, in this way, we can also use examples like you are working, we are working, they are working, or she is working, she is listening, or he is listening. So let's when I'm saying, like right now I'm saying I am speaking, or and everyone else is listening, like you all are listening, we can talk about this particular state. Present continuous talks about the thing that is happening in this particular moment, that is now. And this state is basically temporary. Now, um, this is basically happening for a short time, and it gives us a general idea. And to give an example, I'll just go to the next slide. How do we actually use it? We can definitely talk about something that's happening right now, as I said, in the present continuous tense. Let's say, for example, in this, the now, we use this to indicate what is happening now, like the baby is sleeping. Now, the baby is sleeping is something that is happening in this particular moment. And similarly, we can also say it is raining outside. So raining outside is an event that is happening in the present moment. It is not permanent. It doesn't have, like, it can be rain, it can continue to rain for another 2 hours, 3 hours, we don't really know. So it's, when we are talking about present continuous tense, we're just saying that it's raining, the baby is sleeping now. We can also talk about the usage of this when with the example of um, uh, this sentence, which is saying that he is writing a book. Now, this would actually also mean that the person could not, he may not be writing the book right now, but he would be, um, like, let's say he is writing around it presently. Now, we don't know how long it will take for him to write, but we know that he is writing a book, he's writing this around this time. And hence, we can also, to give an example, we can also say, let's say, he's working on a project. Maybe the project is going to take a week or a month or a year or 10 years also, we don't know, but it's happening right now. Now, we can also use it, the present continuous tense, to talk about something temporary, in the sense that in the present moment, let's give an example, like we are staying at a hotel. And this basically would be, the idea that we are living in a home, but in the present moment, because I'm traveling, let's, on the assumption that I'm traveling and I'm vacationing, I'm staying at a hotel. And that stay particular, the thing about staying is temporary. Then we can also talk about the present, we can use the present continuous tense to talk about a particular trend. A trend is something that is usually changing, it's ever changing and developing. And to give an example, I've just used a sentence like the prices of homes are increasing. Now, in this particular state, it says that the prices were at a particular level. When we're talking about this, it was probably, it's being compared to the prices. Let's say, for example, they were at $10,000, but the prices are increasing generally in the current day or time. We can also say that the prices are increasing in a way that that would show that it's temporary. Okay, it could continue to stay in the same way. Sorry, the other one is, but the usage of present continuous tense has two exceptions. There are two slightly advanced ways in which we can actually use this tense. When we use this to talk about repeated action, but these repeated actions are usually, we're talking about those repeated actions which are in a negative form. Now, to talk about this example, just a moment, sir. Just a minute, I got lost. Okay, yeah. The first one is to talk about a repeated action, but it's basically negative, and we are using this to generally make a complaint. We are making a complaint about something. So, like they're always making noise is a negative remark. We use the word always in this in this context, basically to show the present continuous tense. we are using, we can also use words over here like always or never or sometimes or frequently. We can use such words as well. We can use this in an advanced way for the future, though we say yes, of course, that um, we, basically, present continuous tense cannot really be used to talk about something that's happening in the future. But in this case, there is an exception. It says she's flying to Paris next week. Now, this is only used in a special way. Um, uh, and sorry. Okay. So just a moment. Yeah, I think that's all about it that I could understand. So thank you.
Is there passive form, for example? Can you tell us about the passive? Whatever I eat, I give the sentence. I eat rice. Structure.
For which one, sir?
Yeah, the one I gave you earlier. Could you stop
The
sharing?
passive form of I eat rice, sir?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
What did you write there? Can you see my this page?
The passive form of I eat rice is eaten by me, sir.
Continuous tense.
It's in the simple present.
Yeah. Present continuous. In case of present continuous, what's the passive form? Can you hear me? What's the passive form here? Rice is. Nobody just make sound.
Being, sir,
Not
being.
being.
Okay. Yes.
Not
Rice
Is
being.
is
Hello?
rice is
Being.
being
being eaten.
Hello?
eaten.
Being
Okay.
eaten.
Eaten by me.
Sorry, sir. I got, yeah.
Yeah, you
Hello?
can see
Can you
this
hear me?
being form, right? And same form will be there. E change into was where, right? Okay, who is next? Now there's a light problem. Is there? Gita ma'am, are you there?
Sorry, sir. I got, my mic stopped working. Sorry.
Yes, sir.
Am I
Okay,
audible
then
now?
please, you can share now your ideas. Present perfect
Yes,
tense.
Chetna, you are audible.
Okay.
In present continuous, for example, if there is expression, look, listen, don't make noise, also we use present continuous tense. Similarly, now, at present, for example, right, still, if you find these words is present continuous, we know that. Let's see present perfect. Ma'am, you can go on.
Okay, so I'm going to talk about present perfect tense. So, what is present perfect tense? So, present perfect tense is used to link the past and the present in the sentence, and it is important that we have done it in our lives or not. So basically this present perfect tense shows us that what kind of things we have done or what kind of things we have not done in our life. And then another thing is we use the present tense to talk about our experiences also. So for example, Rita has never broken a leg, so here it's her experience that she has never broken her leg. And another thing is, have you ever eaten sushi? So it also talk about the experience that the person have eaten sushi or not. So here is one tips that we often use never and ever with the present perfect tense to talk about our experiences of our life. So next, so how to form present perfect tense? So we make the present perfect tense with the correct form of the auxiliary verb, that is have or has, and the third form that is not from, that is from. So yeah, here, so basically we use past participle. So to form the past participle of the regular verb, we add ed in the verb. So I, you, we, they, plus here is the formula of present perfect tense. I, you, we, they, plus have, plus past participle verb, plus ed. And second one is he, she, it, plus has. So plus past participle uh, verb, plus ed. For examples, I have worked as a teacher. So have plus past participle. So worked, you can see here. And another is the film hasn't started yet. So here the has plus. Okay, so has not plus started. So has plus past participles. Okay, so far I have found there are 4 ways of present perfect tense. First one is the present perfect tense is used when the time period is not finished. So not finished. So basically, we can also use this present perfect tense in is when our time is not finished yet. So for example, I have seen 3 movies this week. That means this week is not finished yet. So still this week is going to be finished. So it shows that one. And the second one is the present perfect tense is often used when the time is not mentioned. So we can even use this present perfect tense is when the time is not mentioned in the sentence, or that sentence we are going to use. So for example, John has failed his exam again. So here we cannot see the mention, we cannot see the time when he failed his exam. So yeah. And third one is uh, the present perfect tense is often used when the time is recent. So even we want to make our sentence as perfect present tense, then we can use it in the recent times. So for example, James has just arrived in Pokhara. So it means he had just arrived in Pokhara. So so yeah, that is the example. And then fourth one is the sorry, this is the install. So perfect present perfect is often used with for and since. So here basically we use uh, uh, present perfect tense is when we are using word for or since. For example, Sheena has lived for 15 here for 15 years. So for it shows that she is living here for 15 years, and another is Sheena has lived here since 2010. So it means she is living here since 2010. So here is the difference between for and okay. So perfect present perfect tense that I'm going to share you. And first one is unspecified time before. We can use this kind of sentence with using has or have plus past participle. Basically, in the present perfect tense, we use has, have, or plus past participle. So, for example, I have seen that movie 10 times. I think I have met him once, where we can see have plus past participles. And there have been many earthquakes in Japan. Many people have traveled to the moon. So in these all sentences, you can see past participles, which is time before now. Second one is referring to an experience, which I have already explained earlier. And I have been to Kathmandu. That is the experience of mine, and you have grown since the last time I saw you. Our son has learned how to read. I have had 4 quizzes and 5 tests, which is these are the experiences of the people where we can use have plus
or has plus past participle. Okay, so here are some tables that shows that present perfect tense, how to use present perfect tense in a positive sentence. So here you can see I have been to Moscow. So you, he, she, it, we, they. So how the sentence is structured here, you can see here. I think no need. So present perfect, where we can use negative sentences also, where we need to uh, uh, write down the negative sentence like using or adding have not, has not, something like that, have not been brought yet. So we can still use in short form like have not equal to haven't, something like that. Present perfect tense with yes no question. So sentence into yes no questions, and then here have I okay, have I ever done it before? So have you been to cinema recently? Something. So these are the present
Is ma'am any problem? I think she has connection problem. Okay. Uh, if I'm supposed to summarize, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I
Yes,
think
sir.
the ma'am has problem. If I'm supposed to summarize this, there are time indicator, time at verb.
excuse me, sir.
Yes, ma'am. I think you have finished your presentation, your ideas. You can use just, if you see just, already, yet, recently, lately, ever, commonly. These are time at verb with present perfect tense. Next one is at your 12th grade, you might have gone through. This is the first time, this is the second time, third time. If you find this expression, you can use present perfect tense. And all the experiences are present perfect tense plus for plus period of time and since plus point of time. If you find this expression, you can use present perfect tense commonly, right? You have this idea. Now is turn.
Sir, excuse me,
Yes,
sir.
yes, yes, yes. Are you, sir?
Sorry, my network is not good. So
It's okay, ma'am. We know that you have problem. Are you, sir? Are you there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Your turn. Present perfect, continuous. Be very short only, okay? Let's not waste time.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. So
Common
am I
thing.
visible?
Okay, yeah, it's going to.
Okay, sir.
Now you can see, yeah, we can see this.
Okay, so here in present perfect continuous tense, here I start with a sentence here. He has been watching for for 60 years. This sentence also make clear that the present perfect continuous tense talks about the action which begin at some time in the past but still in continuous. So it talks about the action which begin at the past but is still in continuous, still in processing. So here the structure of present perfect continuous subject plus has have plus been plus before plus object. Here one some example: she has been studying in Kathmandu for years. So this sentence also make clear, it also helps to make clear on the present perfect continuous that she has been studying in Kathmandu for years. It also talks about the action that has already started but is still in processing, still in
Progress.
continuous. And they have been writing some things since 12 o'clock. This also the related example. She has been telephoning me all this morning. Okay. So this one is the structure. Here the structure related to negative aspect of this tense form present perfect continuous. Subject plus has a plus not plus been plus before plus object. So here the example: she has not been studying in Kathmandu for years. here we add not in the verb, auxiliary verb here, and they have not been writing some things since 12 o'clock. And in interrogative structure of present perfect continuous, the has, have plus, subject plus, been plus, before plus, object plus, question marks also. If we not mention question mark here, it will not be the interrogative. So has she been studying in Kathmandu for years? So here in interrogative, it start with the verb form, auxiliary verb form plus subject, and been before plus object. Okay, here are the some uses. I already also say about that, said that the it talks about the action which began at some time in the past and is still continuing, and we can use the present perfect continuous to focus on the activity itself. It means that it talks about the action, it talks about the task, about the activity, without the saying how long it has been going on. It means it is still in a processing. We sometimes use it to explain the present evidence of the action, evidence of the task, and given an excuse or the verb like mean, want, think, wonder, to express the vague ideas also. And we actually, usually use the present perfect continuous if we want to express the feeling that a situation is temporary or incomplete process. So the theme, the conclusion, and the main idea of present perfect continuous tense is that it it is the form of verb that talks on the action which already began, which already started, but still in continuous process, still an ongoing process. So that's also. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, thank you, Ari sir. And one or 2 points, whatever I want to make over here is present perfect is a very similar to simple past tense in the sense that the action has been recently completed in present perfect tense, or you have experience of that, or you have evidence of that. In perfect continuous, it's still going on. The work, the action started in the past and it's still going on. And for this also you can you can search expression like since for point of time and for plus period of time and sense of now going on till up to now one. And you can you I think you notice the example using all this afternoon, all this morning, right? All this month, all this week, all this year, right? These type of expression can be found in present perfect continuous. Okay, I think you are feeling bored, right? It's 6:05. Let's have 10 minutes break. Is it okay if we have break?
Okay, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
let's meet after 10 minutes. Okay, 6:15.
Okay, sir.
Let me stop this.